Hello, my dear one, my sweet thing, my soul sibling. How are you? Today, I want to talk to you about living a soulful life. We can live an ego-based life or we can live a soul-based life. And where you are with that is really going to determine and predict how you feel and what you attract. But here's the deal. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And there are younger souls here, infant souls. There are junior high souls. There are souls that are going for the master's degree and PhD. And I'd like to raise my hand to going for a higher education. And I would imagine if you hang out with me at all, that might be, probably is your intention as well. So let's talk about some of the qualities of the ego. And again, there is ego that can be really out of proportion and crazy, but there's also healthy ego. So I want to make that distinction, because the ego is not the enemy. The ego is really on our side and is wanting to protect us. But the soul doesn't care about our comfort. The soul cares about growth. So we can say stuck in ego, or we can make friends with the process, understand the qualities of ego, have compassion for them, because it is part of the human experience and it's painful. But then we can also set the intention to go higher. And I'm going to talk about how we can do that after I go over a few of these qualities. So it's an extensive list, but not a complete list. Okay. So ego, when we come from ego, we tend to be judgmental or critical. It's fear-based and self-serving. It seeks validation and to prove. It's competitive and wants to acquire. Looks to life from the outside in, tries to fill up from the outside in. The ego may want us to be center stage and really, really seen, and the ego may want us to hide. The ego can go from playing really small and feeling inferior, but then also maybe puff up and want to be superior. There's a sense of discontent. No matter how much you get, you're still not quite satisfied. There can be a sense of deep insecurity, impatience, anxiety. One can play games and be manipulative because they're trying to get and acquire. Can be a little bit greedy or holds on tightly to things. Perceives people as either being winners or losers. They want to be rescued or rescue others. They give their power away to other human beings, or they seek getting other people's power. They want to be right and have a lack of inherent value. They want to blame others and not take responsibility, and maybe feels like a victim a little bit. The ego wants to be in charge and wants to be in control. Maybe looks too far in the past or too far in the future, is rarely present. May feel life is unfair and feels sorry for oneself, maybe a little bit disempowered. Okay, so now I want to talk about some of the qualities of a soulful life. The soul is accepting. It's love-based. The soul wants to serve and uplift others, looks for win-wins, enjoys and seeks to validate others and acknowledge and prize others. Rather than trying to get, they're trying to share and give. The soul is inclusive and is authentic, looks within and knows God is in control, experiences a sense of peace, presence, connection, joy, and abundance, is grateful and gracious and enjoys the journey. Knows that challenges are an opportunity rather than going into victim conscious. Knows there's an opportunity to grow, because the soul doesn't care about comfort. The soul cares about growth. And as we cooperate with the process, we feel better, and life can show up in a more grace-filled way. So the soul wants to connect and celebrate and is really good with intimacy. And the soul knows God is in the driver's seat of your life. And it's kind of a relief when we know this. So as we live a more soulful life, we tend to be more intuitive and kind. It's that we live from that place of trusting our gut and knowing how to take care of ourselves and honor ourselves and take care of our connection to the divine. The soul is also compassionate and empathetic, and for oneself and for the plight of humanity. So again, there are young souls that are in ego, and that's okay. We've all been there. We've all done that. Sometimes people say to me, Tammy, you're so soulful. And I'm like, I wasn't always this way. I had to work pretty hard to get here, and I got beat up a lot, and that's what inspired me to go higher in my consciousness. And they'll say, I can't imagine that. And I'm like, if you talk to either of my sisters, they could tell you. It's a little embarrassing, but I have compassion for my younger self, and I have compassion for the younger souls, because it's painful. It's painful. And so, as we cultivate a more soulful connection with Source and live more from the place of heart, we tend to be a more compassionate and empathetic presence in the world for ourselves again and for others. So, I would be very interested in knowing, are you living a soulful life? And do you want to? So, this is what it takes if you do. It takes awareness. And if you're hanging out and having this conversation or listening to me, you have the awareness. And then it's setting the intention. I want to live a more soulful life. Then it's extending the invitation. Dear Father, Mother of God, it is my intention to go higher my consciousness, to live more from my heart and love and from my soul. And please partner with me on this journey. And as we do that, it is guaranteed God is with us. We live on a planet of free will and choice. God's not going to inflict himself upon us, although pain may inspire us to extend that invitation. And once we do, it's guaranteed God is with us. And then it just becomes a matter of practice. Every single day, I want to invite God in. And be diligent and disciplined in that intention and conversation. And then meditate. Meditate. Make that space for God to be present in my heart, in my life, and in the driver's seat of my life. I tend to live a soulful life, and I tend to be very fulfilled and peaceful. But situations still come up that can rock me. We put our house on the market, and we got an offer within 6 days, and now I'm rattled. And I know anytime we're in pain, it's our perceived disconnection from God. So I know what I need to do. It's get back into my heart and align with my soul. That takes intention, and that takes practice, and that takes diligence, and then compassion when we're hurting, because we are feeling that sense of fear and disconnection. So I hope a little of this makes sense to you. And in closing, I'd just like to do a quick prayer. If it resonates for you, open your heart and just inwardly see or say the word yes. And just now, Spirit, Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, I invite you more fully into my heart, mind, and life than ever before. And for my dear one that's hanging out with me and you, we extend this invitation to you. We ask for blessings of grace and ease and clarity to walk on the path you would have us walk, with joy, with presence, with faith, with grace, with ease, and, of course, with clarity. We thank you for the gifts and blessings in our lives, and we thank you for the gifts and blessings and all that you want to give to us with an open mind, heart, arms, and life. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you for the goodness, the lessons, the blessings. We thank you for the gifts and the blessings that you have in store for us now. We can never thank you enough, but we will continue to try. And so it is. So please let me know your thoughts, your feelings. What does this provoke in your mind or heart? I want to hear from you. It's fun to hang out, and it's even more fun when you are in conversation with me. So just know that you're my heart, meditation, and prayers, and I'm so honored to be holding hands with you as we walk each other home. And I appreciate you. I adore you. I acknowledge you. I respect you. I have compassion for you, and I love you. So let me know your thoughts, your feelings, how you're doing, and know that I'm sending you blessings. God bless you. Onward and upward.